Hey guys, today I have another way that I'm adding some more inserts to my album. Okay, so I don't know. This day I guess I felt like privacy. I don't know. Whatever. So I covered up his last name on here, but this is actually the rides in and rides out parking pass thing that we get whenever we pick up Calen for preschool, and you can't pick them up unless you have one of these. And so I guess I felt like I needed to cover that up for whatever reason, but this is last year's anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But so I'm just going to write on the bottom of this the rides. It says car pass rides in. And I'm just adding a couple small things like this to my album. I thought it'd be nice to have these because, as he gets older, some of these things like this are going to probably be forgotten. So I just thought it'd be nice to add it. And I actually have on the other side of this insert is going to be an award that he got. And this is the exact same size as that award. So it really wouldn't matter if this car pass was in the album, but it's the same size as something else that I was going to put in here. So it was a perfect place to add this. And I'm actually going to use a page protector, just 8.5 by 11 sheet page protector, and then cut it down to, I believe it's like 5 by 8.5, or maybe 5.5 by 8.5. So that's what I actually cut it down to. So I'm going to use this washi at the very bottom, and then the washi that's actually on the car pass that covers up his last name and the name of the school is actually going to be taken off. So that won't actually be in there once it's in my album. But I have all these little rhinestones that I'm going to add, and I'm adding a lot of rhinestones to the back side, the award that's on the other side, so this kind of just keeps it a little bit cohesive with the same things on both sides. And that pretty much is going to finish up that one. Just a note, so that green, yellow, and or that green and pink little tag that I used is actually from that same collection that I used on the last one. I believe it was called My Girl. It was just a cut apart sheet, and I think I mentioned then that I don't have a lot of girl things that I scrapbook, so I don't mind cutting those apart, which is exactly what I did. So I'm just pulling out my little star punch container. I have one for hearts and one for stars, and I just punched them out of scrap paper. Pieces of paper, and I'm adding them to this little award that he got. He was considered the most friendly kid in his class, so I think he just likes to talk a lot and make friends, so he got that award, which is kind of funny. So I'm just adding some stars. I'm adding blue stars down there on the sun, and then I'm adding more yellow stars actually in the sky part on the award. It already had some yellow stars, but I just thought it'd be nice to add some more. And so I'm also going to add the rhinestones all over here, almost like sparkly stars in a sense. Just want to make it prettier than just being a piece of paper. Pretty easy ways to add these embellishments to the album. And I have a couple other things that I'm going to add in here that I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to add his class calendar, like his school calendar, and then I'm going to add the class schedule. They always give those to us during orientation at school, and so I'm going to add those in here. I just thought they'd be nice to have for later. And I'm using just some liquid glue to add the stars, which I already did, but I just kind of squeezed it out on that scrap piece of paper there on the right, and just instead of putting on each star, I just kind of dip the star in the glue. It's just an easier way. And so that adds a little bit of texture to this, and that's the front and the back, and they're going to go in my album just like that. Now I have a couple more things. I have this calendar, and then I have the class schedule. So the class schedule is just printed out here, and this small piece of paper that I'm working with is the playlist from the CD that they play all the time during preschool, and it has their favorite songs on it. So I'm going to cut that apart and also put it on here so it'll have the list of songs that they enjoyed, and then I'm cutting out the pictures of his teachers from the orientation guide. So it's Miss Kim and Miss Diane, and they're just going to have their pictures on here as well. So I'm going to put them right there in kind of that white space on this calendar, and then I'm going to on this schedule, and then I'm going to get out some alpha stickers to put their names in. Just kind of cleaning up my space a little bit. I have a lot of little scraps going around here, as you can see, so just needed to clean up slightly. And I apologize that I'm off camera here. I hope I figure it out in a moment and move the page up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I was cutting the playlist out, I believe. So now I'm just cutting out the pictures of the teachers, and I'm going to back them on a little bit of red, and that the reason I chose red is because that matches the alpha stickers that I'm going to be using here in a moment. They're red and black. And it was so small that my little corner rounder I don't think fit on here, so I ended up cutting it with my own scissors. So I'm just backing this CD playlist on some blue paper that was in my little scrap bin. The little bin that I have up on the top left is actually my scrap bin. I just keep extra little pieces of paper in there to pull from whenever I'm doing projects like this where I just want to have a little bit of a color on the backing. And that's also where I pull my little scraps from when I'm doing the punched hearts and the punch stars. So these are the alphas I'm going to use. I have no idea where they're from. I've had them forever. That's probably one of the first things I actually got when I started collecting scrapbook supplies. So I have no idea where they're from, but they're just little vellum stickers, or clear, not vellum, but clear stickers that just have the alpha on them. Because the clear part is actually much larger than the letter part, so I have them overlapping so you can see them pretty easily. So it just says Kim at the top and Diane for the second picture, since those are his teachers' names. And then I'm going to add I keep all my manufacturer strips as well. I know I don't need them, but I keep all of them. And so I'm going to use that to decorate a little bit at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to use these alpha stickers again, and I'm going to write favorite songs here at the bottom. I had to make sure I had all the right letters, which I did. I was going to use a different alpha, but I ended up having all the right letters in this alpha, so I ended up just using that. And I actually like how I did this class schedule because I included 3 different things that I wanted. I had the CD playlist, I had the teacher list, and then I had the class schedule. So I just combined them all into this one little project, which is kind of nice because I get to include it all in my album without bulking it up too much. This is the first time I've really added a lot of memorabilia to my album other than, like ticket stubs or things like that. So I liked how it turned out, and I wanted to share with you guys. This is the second of the 2 insert videos. There was one posted last Sunday on my channel. If you didn't get to check it out, make sure you go back and look. And then this is going up on Thursday, I believe. So I'll have another regular layout for you on, on next Sunday. I'm going to have some more of the 12 by 12 layouts that go into the September portion of my scrapbook album. And they're school pictures from Calen. They're the first day of school pictures, and then also another close-up shot where I talk about some of Calen's favorite things from preschool that year. So I'm just actually cutting this manufacturer strip along the diagonal, and I'm just adding it up here at the top and the bottom. I keep all my manufacturer strips, like I mentioned. I don't need to. I probably have 50 of them, but I keep them just because you never know when you might need something like this. And then I'm just adding some more of those stars that I used on the award. And I'm going to add another one down here on the bottom right. So I'll have some still shots at the end of these. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.